I used to think people exaggerated when they said dating apps were dangerous. I mean, sure, there were awkward conversations, bad dates, the occasional creep who didn't know when to stop texting. But nothing that felt truly threatening. That changed the night I matched with him. Because from the very first message, there was something off, not obvious, not enough to scare me away, just enough to feel wrong in a way I couldn't explain. And if you've ever met someone who seemed perfect at first, only to slowly reveal something terrifying underneath, then you need to hear this story all the way through. We matched on a dating app late one night. His profile was normal. Too normal, actually. Clean photos, a polite smile, interests that lined up almost perfectly with mine. Movies I liked, music I listened to, even the same obscure podcasts. At first I thought it was a coincidence. Then he messaged me, and that's when things started moving fast. Too fast. He replied instantly. Every time. No matter the hour. No matter how long I took. It was like he was just waiting. Within minutes, he knew exactly what to say. He was charming without being cheesy. Funny without trying too hard. He asked questions, remembered details, followed up on things I mentioned in passing. It felt flattering. Addictive, even. Like I was finally talking to someone who actually listened. And if this story is already giving you chills, make sure you like the video and subscribe to Nightmare Chronicles right now. These stories only get darker from here, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. By the second day, he was already saying things like, "I've never connected with anyone like this, and it feels like I've known you forever." I told myself it was just excitement, new energy. Everyone gets a little intense sometimes. But then he started predicting my behavior. I'd open the app to message him and he'd already sent, "I was just thinking you'd text right now." I laughed it off. Coincidence, I said. But it kept happening. Again and again. We set up a date for the following weekend. A coffee shop downtown. Public place. Daytime. Safe. Or so I thought. The morning of the date, he texted me before my alarm went off. "You're going to wear the black jacket today, right?" I froze. I hadn't mentioned what I planned to wear. I hadn't even decided yet. I asked how he knew. He replied with a laughing emoji and said, "Lucky guess." But it didn't feel lucky. It felt calculated. I almost cancelled. I should have cancelled. But curiosity is a powerful thing. And part of me didn't want to believe I was overreacting. So I went. He was already there when I arrived, sitting in the exact spot I'd choose, smiling like he'd been waiting for hours. He stood up the second he saw me, eyes scanning me in a way that felt less like attraction and more like inspection. He commented on my jacket. The black one. My stomach dropped. The date itself was unsettling. Not bad. Not awkward. Just wrong. He mirrored everything I did. When I took a sip, he took a sip. When I laughed, he laughed a second later. He finished my sentences. Sometimes he answered questions before I finished asking them. At one point, he casually mentioned my childhood dog by name. I had never told him that. I asked how he knew. He stared at me for a moment too long, then said, "You talk in your sleep." Figuratively. He laughed. I didn't. After the date, I told him I needed some space, that I wasn't feeling a romantic connection. His response came instantly. "That's okay. I understand." Relief washed over me. For about 10 minutes. Then my phone buzzed again. "I'll give you space," he wrote. "But I'll still be here. I always am." That night, I got a notification from the dating app. He had unmatched me. I felt relieved again, until I realized he still had my number, and my social media, and my address. The first sign was small. A message saying, "You left your lights on last night." I told myself it was a joke, a bluff. But when I checked my security camera footage, my blood ran cold. At 2:17 a.m., a figure stood across the street, just out of the camera's full view. Not moving, just watching. I blocked his number. Then he emailed me. I blocked that. Then he sent flowers. No note, just my name. Perfectly spelled, every time. Things escalated slowly, like he was testing how much I could take. Messages appeared on accounts I didn't know were public. Photos of places I'd been that day. Screenshots of my posts before I deleted them. He never threatened me. That was the worst part. He didn't need to. One night, I came home to find my door unlocked. Nothing was stolen. Nothing was broken. But on my kitchen table was a single piece of paper. It said, "You forgot to say goodnight." I didn't sleep for 2 days. I went to the police. They said without a direct threat. There wasn't much they could do. They told me to change my routines. Be careful. As if I hadn't already been living in fear. If you're still watching, take a second to ask yourself what you'd do in this situation. And let me know in the comments later. Because the next part is where things cross a line. I decided to leave town for a while. Stay with a friend. I didn't tell anyone where I was going. I turned off my phone. I thought I was finally safe. Until there was a knock at the door. 3 slow taps. When I opened it, there was no one there. Just a note on the floor. "You always run when you're scared. You did the same thing when you were 8. That detail broke me. No one knew that. Not even my closest friends. That's when I realized the truth. He hadn't just been watching me recently. He'd been watching me for years. I don't know how he got that information. I don't know how deep it goes. What I do know is that I moved. Changed my name online. Deleted everything. Started over. And even now, sometimes I feel like I'm being watched. Sometimes I get messages from unknown numbers that just say, "Seen. So if you're dating online, be careful." If someone feels too perfect, too familiar, trust that feeling. And if this story made your skin crawl, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Drop a comment and tell me your thoughts because I read every single one. And this is Nightmare Chronicles, where some dates don't end, they just wait in the dark.